The concept of reversing ageing is probably one of degrees. If you believe that we can accelerate ageing by eating the wrong food, by smoking, by drinking too much, by not exercising enough, then you also have to believe that we can reverse the ageing process if we address those things. Maybe you can be 20 years younger in 20 years if you apply gene therapy and some of these new frontiers that we're learning about now. I'm all ears.
Welcome to the new frontier. Some scientists say the first Aussie to live to 150 has just been born. We're on the brink of massive scientific breakthroughs where 90 becomes the new 40. Leading medical expert Dr Nick Coatsworth and I will investigate the latest science and everyday biohacks we can do right now.
We have evidence in our trial that we're reversing aging in general.
To have a longer, healthier life.
These two genes together could create a superpower.
This time, we meet the radical biohackers.
You ever done a multi-generational exchange?
They're searching for the secret to reverse aging.
This is the future of being human. Death is a choice.
And sometimes risking everything to do it.
It better work, otherwise I'll be pretty upset. They even said it in capitals, no refunds.
That's it for the brain.
Very brave.
But while the pioneers rewrite the rule book, our participants in this 12-week experiment will discover simpler ways to extend their lives.
10. Okay, that was hard. Oh my God.
The truth of it is, it's all the other stuff that we know works.
Mum, get fit.
We've got ear protection, yep. Gloves to cover those extremities.
Yep.
And some nice warm Ugg slippers.
Oh, I've got very nice warm feet at the moment. Biohacking is using the latest shortcuts to reduce ageing. This is cryotherapy. It's considered a super hack.
Let's go, Nick.
Let's do it. The idea is that putting our body under short, controlled stress gets endorphins pumping, improves our mental health, as well as reducing inflammation.
How's it going in there, Nick?
That is not a hot cup of coffee, is it, Trace?
Steaming hot mug of tea.
It's cold. It is cold.
Is it uncomfortable?
It's now becoming painful.
Painful.
My exposed skin is sore. If I was here for a long time, I would turn into an ice block. Now I want to get out.
And you're at minus 140.
So I've got 5 seconds to go.
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, get me out.
Okay, you can get out. How do we open this? Oh my God, do we know how to open this? Oh my God. Hang on.
All right, this is the part that
Where's
wasn't
the part we...
scripted.
Help.
Let's get Dr.
How do we get him out?
Before he becomes the latest episode of Frozen. Frozen 3.
Oh, are you all right?
Well, I mean, the thing now is I'm feeling exhilarated. I mean, my speech feels a bit pressured, like I want to talk, like there's blood going to the brain, and it's a nice feeling.
Well, I was going to say we weren't rolling, so we need to do a second take. If you could just hop back in there, that'd be good.
That is a hard no.
While Nick goes cold on the idea of another round of cryotherapy.
I hate television.
Normally I'd be stopping at the cake shop.
Our participants are now 3 weeks into our 12-week experiment to extend their lives. Middle-aged couple Enver and Eliana are battling their bad lifestyle habits.
So En already took the dogs for a walk.
Young couple Taylor and Luke are trying to curb their energy drinks and tradie toasties.
Well, I ran 2 laps and I wasn't even out of breath.
Olympic gold medalist Duncan and son Tom are focusing on diet and heart health.
Lots of veggies.
Allow me.
And sisters Eliza and Liberty are going to put the ice bath to the test to tackle stress.
They're looking nervous, Chris.
I know. You should be excited. This is going to be fun.
Feel like I could do a nervous wee. What happens? Does your body shut down and you just wee yourself?
No.
Wait, no.
And then it forms little yellow ice cubes.
We've never had anyone do that, so I think you'll be fine.
I've got to ask you a question, Tristan.
Yep.
Have you ever had two people stall as much as these two are doing right now?
Everyone stalls as much as you, so don't worry.
At the beginning of our experiment, our testing revealed a very different picture for each of our sisters.
Physically, I'm probably a 60-year-old.
Eliza's poor diet and lack of exercise has taken 5 years off her life.
There it is.
Here, young. Here, slob, kebabby.
The experiment revealed that Liberty's high stress was a critical issue.
So you've got one of the higher stress scores that we've measured amongst the participants. We've got a fair bit of work to do on this journey.
All right, let's do it.
An ice bath for 4 minutes is an easy hack for reducing stress.
All right, we'll get the timer. I'll count, once you're up on there, I'll count 3, 2, 1.
It can easily be done at home with a bath and ice cubes, bringing down the temperature to 15 degrees Celsius. Remember, hands out of the water first.
3, 2, 1, plunge, let's go. Hands out, hands out. Breathe nicely.
That's it. You're okay.
I'm not finding it all right.
You're getting through it, so just breathe nicely.
Put your hands in so we're on an equal playing field. My feet feel pained. Is that normal?
Yes. Anybody who gets into this sort of temperature is going to feel an unpleasant sensation.
Very unpleasant.
But that is giving you the body's stress response that's going to make you feel good. Let's get those hands in. For Liberty, the ice bath is already working.
Like when I first got in, I was waiting for that 15 seconds to be like, but then I just settled into the zone. I did my breathing.
Now, Eliza, have a think about all the great things this is doing to the body.
Remind me again?
Yeah, having a strong activation of your sympathetic nervous system. Open the eyes. I think the eyes...
Why?
Because the eyes closed is increasing your threat response, which is not what we want.
I feel very threatened.
We are getting very close. You guys are doing exceptionally well.
This is biohacking. This is using your body's natural response to stress to create benefits during your day. This is an extraordinary effort, isn't it?
I'm so proud of you, Eliza. You should be very proud.
Yeah, let's get out, guys.
Oh, it's heaven above water. Oh, I'm tingly. I'm very tingly.
Tell us how you feel.
I'm yet to feel the good part. I can't believe you did that. That's amazing.
What are you feeling, Lib?
Energised and just fresh and like I could jump around.
Like you've had a couple of cups of coffee?
Yeah.
But better?
Yeah. I actually feel thinner.
A 3-minute cold shower every day is an even easier home hack that could add years to your life.
I think I'm going to find the cold showering thing every morning for 3 minutes quite hard. Here we go. I'm going to be fine with the cold shower thing. I feel like I've done a lot of them. You know, when the power's out, someone just needs to cut the power so I don't have a choice. Yeah, that would be helpful.
While Eliza and Liberty get used to regular cold showers, I've come here to the US, where the quest to live longer is now a booming billion-dollar industry. Devotees across the country are growing, promoting supplements and extreme diets in the quest to live longer. And the most famous of all of them is this man.
You're spending $2 million a year on a team of 30 doctors.
Bryan Johnson.
I am a modern-day explorer searching for the fountain of youth.
3 years ago, the wealthy 46-year-old tech entrepreneur set out to break the world record for age reversal.
So you're going to tell me if you feel 1 or 2 points, okay? Yeah.
And will stop at nothing in his mission.
You ever done a multi-generational exchange?
He's used his 17-year-old son's blood that he thinks will reduce age-related brain decline.
One liter out, 1 liter in for me, 1 liter out for me, liter into Dad. We do all of our blood work together.
But can he wind back the clock to the point of stopping it altogether? I'm visiting him at his Los Angeles home to find out.
I'll do crisscross applesauce with you.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll just do a straight sit then.
Okay.
I'd like to start straight away. How far back have you moved your biological clock so far?
I would not have believed if you would have told me 3 years ago when we started how much progress we could make. So my body, my heart is 37. My lung capacity is that of an 18-year-old. My left ear is 64.
Oh.
It's been fun though. My body is, dozens of different ages, and it doesn't just age all the same. Every organ has its own speed of aging, and it's been really fun to find out how my body differs in its aging processes.
What would you want to achieve to be a success at this?
That death is a choice.
In your lifetime?
Yes. As a species, we are at an inflection point. Everything we understand about reality is going to be changed beyond our ability to comprehend. This is the future of being human. My speed of aging, the clock inside my body, has reduced by the equivalent of about 31 years. There's this idea in longevity of longevity escape velocity. So 1 year of time passes and you remain the same biological age.
Right.
And that's the point where the future gets really exciting because death no longer becomes inevitable. We can push it.
What is your daily routine like? Can you tell me how hard you work at getting younger?
It is a full-time job. I wake up around 5 a.m. Naturally, I never wake up to an alarm. And then I'll start a sequence of things I do every single day. Throughout the entire day, there's probably 100 things I do.
The supplements, high-intensity exercise, weight training, calorie-capped vegan diet.
This is super veggie.
And ongoing scientific measurements are mind-boggling.
Designed a protocol for sleep and exercise and diet.
But they've earned him a following of millions on social media, and public opinion is divided.
I've yet to choke on pills, although I think several haters are hoping that I choke on the pills. It'll be pretty ironic. I hope he gets hit by a bus. My presence in the world makes many people uncomfortable. They have this overwhelming confidence that I must be miserable, that, that somehow my life is wrecked. Meanwhile, never have I been happier. I'm stable. I feel confident in myself. I've never had that my entire life. I've always struggled with various things.
Johnson grew up on a farm in Utah, then did missionary work for the Mormons in Ecuador before making his fortune in tech. He's also looking to monetize his mission with a program and range of products he's called Blueprint.
Over 50 pills.
And his Australian colleague and protege, Kate Tollo, was the first to sign on.
We tried to make this publicly available for a large number of people. So we've made it really dead simple for people so they don't need to think too much about what to do every day.
Some people might say that Bryan's done all of this really in the last 3 years to build up to make a buck.
Yeah. People think this is some sort of grand marketing scheme.
Sure.
But it's not about making money.
I can imagine you viewing me and being like, this guy is nuts. Probably true.
And so what do you say to mainstream medicine and doctors who say that you're throwing too many things at yourself and you don't know which of those things is working, and it is unrealistic to imagine that we can live for longer than, say, 120?
I say, read history and tell me any time in the history of the human race where those who said something was impossible were right.
Back home?
I haven't drunk any water in ages.
Our participants are nearly halfway through our 12-week experiment to extend their lifespan. They're overhauling their lives to address the 4 key pillars of longevity: diet,
just making my morning smoothie,
exercise, stress, and last but not least, sleep.
All right, well, we're going to bed now, but this is us.
Quality sleep is something everyone can do, but it's also commonly ignored. Dr. Peter Attier is a longevity expert. His New York Times best-selling book is full of the science around living a longer and healthier life. Dr. Peter Attia, thank you for your time. It's so good to talk with you.
Yeah, great to be here.
How pivotal is sleep? You talk about it a lot and repeatedly in your book.
I think if anything has had a really great revolution in the last decade, it is indeed sleep. I mean, 15 years ago, I was still doing stupid things like believing that I personally didn't need sleep. Life is too short and I don't want to waste any time, so I'm going to stay up later and get up earlier. But you know, the beautiful thing about sleep is that the evidence to date can demonstrate the absolute metabolic destruction that comes from sleep deprivation.
Good quality sleep can ward off dementia and heart disease, increasing life expectancy by nearly 5 years in men and close to 3 years in women.
Last time, Eliana and Enver, both in their 50s, welcome, were confronted with the shocking news.
Oh, 61.
That they are 10 years closer to death than they should be.
That's bad.
And that, in part, is due to poor sleep.
Today I just need a good night's sleep. And tomorrow is a new day. So, good night.
My mum passed away when she was 70. I'm 57, and I sit there and think, is that my time clock? Am I going to pass by the age of 70? And then I do the countdown thinking, wow, I've got 10, 12 years left.
Tonight, Enver and Eliana will be spending the night at Sleep HQ, the Woolcock Institute in Sydney, one of the most advanced sleep clinics in the world.
Okay, Eliana, if it's okay, I'm going to get you to start with standing up.
I don't sleep well. I go to bed anytime after midnight. I feel tired. I think, yep, I need to go to bed. But as soon as I go to lie down, it's almost like my mind ticks over time, my body aches. Like when I go to bed at night, this is my routine. I have my phone and I'll play games. I can sort of go and doze off.
The first sleep hack for Eliana is turning off devices at least 1 hour before going to bed.
That's my side of the bed. Get on the floor.
He snores, doesn't help either. And the dog snores, so I have 2 snorers in the bedroom. So it's not fun. I hate it.
To help them solve their sleep struggles, Eliana and Enver are getting wired up.
So I'm going to be putting one around your abdomen and then one up the top here as well.
Okay, so a boob lift.
Yeah, or a bit of a squish.
Data on leg movements, brain waves and oxygen levels will measure how much sleep they're getting and what the quality of their sleep is.
How much coffee do you drink in a day, Eliana?
A lot.
Yeah.
We both drink a lot of coffee, because I'm not a water drinker either, but I'll go down and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, okay.
We have a coffee before we go to bed, and that's just been normal. I physically have a coffee beside me on my bedside table.
So caffeine does an interesting thing. It turns off the receptors that make you feel sleepy. It's a stimulant, it raises your heart rate.
I don't have caffeine within 6 hours of going to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That long?
Very careful.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna test one.
Another easy sleep hack is avoiding caffeine for at least 6 hours before bed.
Do you feel like we can shift the dial here? I mean, the sleep's been difficult for a long time for you.
It has been. I think I'd be a less grumpy person. I'm called Angry Mum at home because I'm tired.
Enver also has trouble sleeping, and like Eliana, there are lifestyle habits he could change.
I will have probably 10 cups of coffee a day, 30 smokes, 6 beers if I'm allowed. Jeez, it's like Robocop, isn't it? I wake up probably twice a night and then I'll wake up and go, oh, I'm still alive. That's a good sign. You know what I mean?
High alcohol consumption can reduce the quality of sleep we get by over 40%.
Wow. Look at you guys. You're wearing matching outfits.
I know.
Good luck.
We're okay.
All right, have a great sleep.
All right, thanks, Nick.
See you.
I reckon you'll go to sleep.
Yeah, we'll see.
You got no wife watching TV next to you.
And I've got no beers.
And you've got no beers.
With me gone, Eliana and Enver waste no time in getting back to their old habits.
Oh, coffee, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Coffee number 2. You're gonna kill me.
Aye.
Yes.
They're also getting their heads around some new rules.
Keep the bed, please, for sleep. The rest of intimacy.
Enver and Eliana have been put in separate beds for the study, and sleep researchers are recording their every move, including brain activity, REM duration, and wake frequency. Sleep is essential for our bodies to rest and for our brains to reboot. If we don't get deep sleep, it affects our brain function, immunity, and cardiovascular systems, increasing the risk of high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease.
Good morning. Teased hair, going back in the 80s. I'm still in my PJs, but I just need a coffee and a smoke first, and then I'll get ready. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Look, have a go.
Enver and Eliana's at-home easy hack means reducing their caffeine intake and not drinking any coffee within 6 hours before going to bed.
It's 9:10, first coffee for the day. One more and that's it for the day. 2 coffees a day. Ooh, that's going to be a test.
And already just cutting the caffeine, I'm struggling.
Longevity devotees are pushing the boundaries to live longer, healthier lives. They hope one day their experimental strategies will be available to everyone. 43-year-old Australian Nick Bell is helping pave the way.
I'm obsessed now with longevity. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
He's spent hundreds of thousands of dollars turning his house into a den of longevity.
Gym's downstairs or down this way. Ice bath, sauna.
And now he's ready for his biggest investment yet. A whopping $700,000 to be exact, on experimental anti-aging gene therapy in Mexico. They claim this injectable gene-altering treatment can make him smarter, stronger, and live longer. The treatment Nick's about to have is so controversial, it's illegal in Australia and the US.
There's very few doctors globally who would do gene therapy.
And here in Mexico, there are no guarantees.
I can't ask for a refund. Yeah, they even said in the terms, in capitals, no refunds. I said, that's cool. I know it's an experiment. I'm still going to do it.
Before Nick goes to the clinic for the treatment, he's having scans and blood taken.
And then they're going to retest me in probably a month's time. We wouldn't know if it works. Like, if it doesn't work, what's the point?
Nick will be the first Australian and among only a few people in the world to try the therapy. It involves injections into his muscles and brain, which he believes will make him smarter, stronger, and live longer.
Am I nervous? People keep asking me that, am I nervous? I'll be honest with you, no. And I'm not trying to push it to the side, I'm just excited.
Nick's wife, Faye, is so concerned about the risks, she has an evacuation plan ready if something goes wrong.
Logistically, for example, can we arrange a private jet in case anything happens from Mexico to America?
She said to me yesterday, you can back out. You can back out of this, you don't have to do it. She goes, don't worry about the money. I'm like, no. There's no chance of me backing out. I'm gonna do this. She's anti the whole treatment, but it's my decision.
While Nick's having preliminary tests for the therapy, I'm meeting the doctor who'll be performing it.
I've always been a rebel in medicine and that pushing the edge of the boundaries in whatever I was doing. If you were on the edge and ruffling feathers, half the people will like it and half the people will hate it.
I guess the criticism from, say, conventional medicine is that there isn't enough data, there haven't been enough studies done.
That's going to be a criticism. It always is. My answer is the gene therapies that I'm delivering, I believe are safe and have been shown to be safe.
That's
for if you feel pain or something, you push it.
Nick has chosen to have the irreversible gene therapy. How long can he expect to live?
If he lives the same length, he'll live much more healthier. The other presumed benefit, and I believe it's real, is he will live 10 years longer, and with improvements, we could add to that.
With the preliminary tests all done, Nick is finally heading to the clinic for the procedure. Adding another 10 or more active years to your life sounds enticing. And Nick, who's made his fortune by predicting the next big thing, thinks it's the way of the future.
It's interesting space, so it's all gonna. I think it's gonna change the world in the next 20 years. That's my opinion. But I'm dressed in black in case things go wrong.
Nick will be having 50 injections of follistatin and clotho, which he believes will target muscle development, brain function, and aging.
I'm a little bit nervous now.
Nick wants to be smarter, and he's already pretty damn smart. I just wonder how much he can move the needle.
We're starting to rigorously evaluate human intelligence before and after clotho, and so I'll have some data on that maybe in a year or two.
I think I'm even more nervous than you.
I just want to get it over and done with. It's been 4 months of build-up and talking about it.
But if this
is getting the body bag ready.
I think like first to see if it's really
Yeah, see if it works.
and also there's no
No side effects.
yeah.
Agreed.
Each injection is targeted where his doctor claims it'll be most effective.
Clotho and the H-turd are administered to his brain through his nose. I developed a way to give it through people's nose with an enzyme that facilitates it uptake to the brain. It goes up the nerve and it goes into the brain and all over the brain. And that's where the gene therapy gets deposited. All right, Nick, I want to put this Q-tip with this anesthetic in your nose. It's going to tickle a little. It's a simple procedure, but the implications are amazing, and the potential for disaster is also there.
We're going to begin to put you some relaxant.
Babe, I'm in the room as well, okay? Is he sleeping already?
I bet there aren't very many wives who've watched this.
It's not like what I thought.
Very brave.
I just don't want to know what's going on.
Okay. This therapy is illegal in the USA and it's illegal in Australia.
In Mexico, it's not illegal or legal.
It's a lot for you to watch. One wrong move here and it could go badly for Nick.
It just looks scary.
I know that he's unconscious, so he's sedated, plus he's got local anaesthetic up there.
That's it for the brain.
The first injection has been administered.
I do not know why you're doing this to yourself.
The next injections go into every muscle group.
It's just betadine, it's an antiseptic.
Nick believes his enhanced muscles will support him through his older years. It's a prospect so enticing that people are even buying the drug on the black market and injecting themselves. We talked briefly yesterday about how follistatin's available online, and you used the example of people shooting themselves up in their garages. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, there are people do that, but I've read news reports of garage biohackers treating themselves, and 1 or 2 that died. That's why some of the criticism is legitimate. You don't want somebody doing this in their garage.
Okay? Okay. Please let me know if you're not. Let me know if you feel a bit woozy or something, I'll grab you.
So you get the biceps, the triceps, the pectoralis, the quadriceps, all the major muscle groups. So the therapy he will get will allow his body to grow more muscle cells, and they'll be there the rest of his life.
In most countries in the Western world, this remains an unapproved therapeutical substance. And Nick's having it injected all over his body.
All right, other side.
I've been so nervous, I've picked all my nail polish off. I'd want to be sedated too. After just 30 minutes and around 50 needles, the procedure's complete.
Hey, babe. You good?
All done.
All done?
Yeah, all down.
Awesome.
Yeah? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel fine.
Yeah, it's tight.
Probably the biggest thing he'll notice is memory. He'll have better cognition or think more clearly, and then he'll notice incredible muscle gain and muscle stamina.
I definitely did my chicken legs.
Yeah, we did your chicken legs pretty aggressively.
Good.
Well done, Nick.
Thanks, Trace.
I'll be catching up with Nick again in the coming weeks to find out whether this procedure has made any difference. Back home, our participants are busy exploring some easy brain training.
So this time you need to go from 1 to A to 2, 2 to B, and so on until you reach end.
Green, red, blue, green, red, blue, red.
Doing regular crosswords, Sudoku and jigsaws are easy ways to use multiple cognitive abilities that improve processing speed, memory, and increase brain power.
Thank you. Now you know why I watch you like a hawk on that one.
Yeah. I knew I was going to do it
Very
somewhere.
good. No, that's excellent. Okay.
It's week 4 in our experiment to improve our participants' longevity.
Leg day. I prefer rest day.
10. Okay, that was hard. Oh my God.
And it's time to get serious about their exercise plans.
Exercise is the single most important modifiable behavior we have to address both the length of our life and the quality of our life.
That's it. If I asked you for a list, you would put that on the top of the list and there would be daylight between exercise and anything else.
Yes. The impact of having muscle mass, a high degree of strength, and most importantly, a high degree of cardiorespiratory fitness, these things have a greater prediction on the length of your life than any other thing we can measure.
Exercise can add an extraordinary 7 years to your life. They're years that busy parents, Luke and Taylor, want to get back. At the start of the experiment, they found out their bodies are much older than their 20-something years.
31 years of age.
No way.
Don't, I can't even look.
Here it comes.
It's not good.
Something to work on.
Yeah.
In order to bring their biological age back down, the right type of exercise will be key.
Exercise for me is not exercise. I'm not the type of person to go to a gym and to exercise at a gym. I don't have the time for that. I find I'm a lot more physical with my children. So they're on their ponies. I'm running around with them. That's how I get my steps up in my day. That was so good. What about you? Do you get a pat too?
Well, exercise for me, my work can be quite physical. Generally, I like to go for a nice run, do some body weight training at home in my spare time. Great, because the kids get involved.
Mum sits on the couch watching on TikTok. My biggest thing is I don't want my kids to go through what I went through, losing my dad. So, I lost my dad when I was 12 of a heart attack. I think I'm gonna wear them. No, I think they'll look better in my ears.
Do you have a proper cuddle?
I think, you know, health now for me, we're nearly 30, it's really made me look back and go, my dad died at 40 of a heart attack. That's like 12 years for me. Hello.
Hi, I'm Near.
I'm Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
Today, Taylor and Luke are having their VO2 max measured, a marker for longevity and cardiovascular fitness.
So the way that we're measuring that is by milliliter of oxygen per kilogram per minute.
As we age, our VO2 max declines at a rate of about 5 to 10% every decade. Through short, high-intensity workouts, we can improve our VO2 capacity, which in turn improves longevity.
This is just to get your heart rate up.
You can skip for 3 minutes.
And trainer Misha Mers has had plenty of experience with that.
Can I do a trick in it or not?
Good guys, you're halfway through the round.
I think I'm going to spew.
Creating your own 30-minute circuit with running, burpees and weights is an everyday, easy tip available to everyone.
Spend time in a zone of exercise that you can almost not breathe, and when you breathe, you can't really have a conversation with someone.
No one come at me, down for 6 months postpartum.
And then just maximize that and leverage that on the next and the next training.
This arm's not even working. Oh, like that.
I think what happened with Taylor is that her baseline is pretty average. Therefore, it's going to take her time to feel comfortable in this zone.
Do you know what mountain climbers are?
Oh my God.
No,
Can I skip that?
Show you?
Yeah.
So just jumping in and jumping out.
Yep.
5. Oh my God. I cannot. 3. Back up on the bag now. We're throwing uppercuts. Taylor was getting a lot of signals from her body telling her to stop, which is her body kind of, you know, in panicking in response to these demands that haven't been made on her before. So it was very impressive to see she didn't give up. Oh, got him.
Exercising at 90% of your capacity is VO2 training. So boxing or going to the gym is a good way to increase your VO2 max score. It's week 6 of the experiment and our participants have begun to wind back their biological ages.
Start down.
But for those who have health problems in their genes, can they overcome the hand nature has dealt them?
All about good health.
Author, doctor and longevity expert Peter Attia believes it is sometimes possible to avoid hereditary disease.
You might want to do 3 times 20 minutes a week.
I wanted to talk to you about heart disease because it runs in your family, so I know it's close to you. Can we override our genetic blueprint, our gene pool?
Yes.
Okay, you're confident about that. Then,
More confident than I am about anything else. Yes.
Okay.
When it comes to heart disease, we have a far greater opportunity to outrun our genes and outlive our genes than any of the other big horsemen, meaning cancer and neurodegenerative diseases. And the reason for that, I think, is twofold. The first is when it comes to those major diseases, we have a far greater understanding of the initiation and progression of cardiovascular disease than the others.
just over halfway through the experiment, and Duncan and Tom are in the race of their lives to outrun their family's history of cardiovascular disease.
My family history in the Armstrongs, my mum's had a quadruple bypass, we've had stroke in the family as well.
As an Olympic gold medal winner, having a heart attack in his early 50s came as a shock.
I thought a little bit invincible, had all that early success, was an elite athlete, so therefore was just not looking in the right directions in terms of getting testing done, being regular with my doctor, and looking at that family history to sort of say, this box of family history, you can't negotiate with it.
It's been 3 years since the heart attack, and Duncan believed he'd made a full recovery until our testing showed he still had dangerously high cholesterol and fat around his heart.
We need to be able to get that down.
So far in this experiment, because of their heart history, Duncan and Tom have been focusing on 3 of the 4 pillars of life expectancy: exercise, sleep and stress. But now it's time to look at their diet. To help improve Duncan's heart health, nutritionist Amelia Phillips has tailor-made a meal plan for him. For people with a family history of heart disease, a healthy diet is key to a healthy heart.
I've put some food groups in there that you're not used to eating, such as dairy and some grains. We need fibre in your gut to help with your heart. How are you feeling about giving those a go?
Not good.
Okay, why? Is it because you just don't like it, or is it more from a nutritional perspective you don't agree with it as a strategy?
Both. Okay. So I don't agree with it as a strategy, and it makes me hungry later. And so I know there's a price to pay when I eat sugar, and there's a price to pay when I eat carbs, especially simple carbs, and I don't like it. So when I was training for the Olympics, it was brutal, and the eating around it was not very scientific. It was all about getting your calories in to be able to cope with 400 laps of a 50-metre pool every single day. My mum used to go on a Sunday to Woolies and she'd have 7 packets of Wheat Bix, she'd have the 50 in a packet. She'd have 7 cheesecakes and 7 Christmas cakes. And that was the shopping, Sunday night. Now, I did that for 9 years straight. And I think a lot of the food that I was eating in those years was not set up for me biologically to be healthy.
Give me some leg ham off the bone.
After his heart attack and in an about-face from his carb-loading swimming days, Duncan chose a protein-rich keto diet.
Steaks, snacks.
But all this meat and no veg means Duncan's not using one of the simplest methods for lowering cholesterol and keeping his arteries clear, fibre, which could prove fatal if he doesn't turn it around.
Healthy shop.
Unfortunately, heart disease continues to be the biggest killer in Australia. 1 in 4 Australians will die from it, and Duncan is still in the extremely high-risk category, with Tom sharing those genes. To convince them to change their diets, we need to expose them to the uncomfortable truth.
You are about to engage in a challenging construction task.
So I've come up with an exercise for Duncan and Tom that will hopefully shock them out of their high-meat diet.
In this challenge, you will be working together to assemble a complex mechanical structure.
We're screwed.
Essential to the body, using the provided materials. The objective is to follow the step-by-step instructions carefully, ensuring precision and teamwork flow throughout the process.
Heart disease is Australia's biggest killer. And 1 in 4 Aussies are going to suffer from it at some point in their lives. And oftentimes it's a silent killer. You don't know you've got it until you're on the way to the emergency department with your first heart attack.
3 years ago, Duncan very nearly added to that statistic.
That's a heart in pipe form.
Boys, I was a little worried about your orientation of this organ.
They've constructed a human heart. The idea is to show them what's going on inside their own bodies when they have safe levels of cholesterol versus high levels of cholesterol.
An average heart is going to beat 2.5 billion times in someone's lifetime. It is the one organ that if it stops,
it's all over.
3 minutes, it's all over. And of course, you had that very deep experience of your own.
I was trying to find that 3 minutes for a little while there, wasn't I? It was pretty shocking.
So this organ needs copious quantities of blood. That is the unleaded fuel, and it's got to be able to get through those arteries as quickly and easily and seamlessly as possible. And so, Tom, I'd like you to turn around and go and grab some blood for us, please.
First, we look at blood with safe levels of cholesterol.
Straight through the top, just chug it through. And you see how that flows unimpeded? Perfect, what we call laminar flow in an artery. Now, there's a couple of things that are going to disrupt this. And the things that disrupt this lead to 1 Australian dying every 12 minutes.
It's too much, mate.
Let's get our cholesterol-infused blood over here. We know that cholesterol is a killer, that it's part of the process that creates blockages in the arteries itself and decreases the blood flow through them and can cause heart attacks. So let's pour some cholesterol down there and see what happens. Now, before you think this is artificial, if you've got someone with super high cholesterol and you take their blood and leave it standing in the tube, it will separate into the red stuff and the white stuff. It'll look exactly like that.
Disgusting.
A safe cholesterol limit is 5.5 millilitres. Duncan's measures a whopping 7.2, while Tom is also high at 6.2.
We've got to bring that down. Now, someone who's had an event, like you, Duncan, there is no lower limit. We just strive to get it under the limit that we set. In your context, Tom, I mean, you've got 10, 15 years before this sort of process starts to get the better of you.
Yep.
Most super hacks for reducing cholesterol involve taking drugs known as statins. But to have better health throughout your life, an easy hack is to reduce meats and replace with high fibre foods like fruit, vegetables, beans and whole grain bread. This will improve digestion and gut health, reducing cholesterol.
Duncan, for you, has this changed your mind?
Yeah,
about
like this
diet?
makes me feel sick. This makes me feel like I'm out of time. I'm 55, I've already had an ep, I've got family history, I haven't always taken care of my diet. It's been insidious in terms to get to this point, so I've lived on the, oh, it'll be okay, I'm feeling okay. Well, my time's up, and I've got to get this right. So I'm going to make some sustainable small changes, and hopefully I can avoid building any more of this custard in my veins and in my arteries. I'm here. I've got a chance. Let's get to it. So.
Next time on Do You Want to Live Forever?
I would not put a number on how long I would want to live.
We know how to prevent disease, but what if we could simply cure it?
Once you've seen it in your own family, I tell you what, you'll do anything to try and avoid it.
We're going to meet the scientists who say it can.
Yeah, I do think aging can be cured.
And the realities of the experiment take hold.
I don't want my kids to be taken care of like that.
Some receive news that will change their lives forever.
I just want to stay in the game, mate.